Welcome back to Gamescom 2024, where we're here covering all the games on the show floor, but there's been one really special open world survival FPS game that I've personally been really looking forward to, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, Heart of Chernobyl.
Joining us today to tell us all the details we could possibly want to know are game director, Yevgen, and technical producer, Eugene. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
So I'm going to start off because you did share an exclusive trailer with us today. Can you go over some of the details that you revealed with this new trailer?
I can't add the details not to spoil the story part, because it's a very important character in the game, and it happened to be one of the main characters in the first S.T.A.L.K.E.R game, so the fans of the game would understand him, right? But I don't want to add anything more, because it's important to stay as it is.
Just from my perspective, I would like to add that this character is one of my favorites.
In the trailer, we hear about the shining side, like the shining zone, and there's some really beautiful imagery that comes up in just a second. It feels like you're trying to show something a little different, a little more about the world.
It's the idea that the zone, it's both a horrible and terrible place where a lot happens, like people dies, and it's very risky to go there, but there is also a side that is also bring miracles and bring important things into your life, into these characters. So for many, it's the only place they want to stay and spend time.
Yeah.
So it's very important for them, and so it's about the zone is very different from different points of view. And for this character, the zone is different from the others.
Right, like just a second ago, we saw a meadow. That looked beautiful.
Yeah, it's the weird juxtaposition. But Eugene, I'm actually curious. So we did see that you did delay the game to November 20th. So what are you using that time for?
Yeah, so for now we're focusing mostly on optimizing the game and fixing the bugs. So we need to provide the most beautiful, the most stable, and the most amazing gaming experience that we ever made. So we are kind of focusing on that, and this is our main goal for now.
That's a lot of pressure, but I'm glad you're taking your time with it. We're all patiently waiting. It's okay.
How confident are you about the new release date, the November release date?
We're actually pretty confident, so you may try our game on the Xbox Series console during the Gamescom. So please come and join us and experience the zone the way you like.
All right.
So, talking about the stories, I do believe that you told us that there are going to be 4 different endings, right?
3.
3, okay. Do you have a hint as to which one, if there was one canon ending, or if it's just all?
We can't highlight the canon ending, because it's also important for players to reveal. Sorry for being so secret. For me as a game director, it's very important so the players who start playing the game, they would get the experience. They are not get spoiled with some additional information. They get all these secrets discovered by their own. And the end of the story is one of the biggest secrets, and we don't want to give it now, sorry.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll have like a lot of consequences of the player actions and the player decisions. So each player should experience the zone with his own decisions and with his own actions. Okay. So it will be like mostly unique for everyone.
So for you personally, in your mind, there's not one true ending?
I guess everyone should find their true ending.
Okay.
That's really sweet. I love that as the tagline, even though it's a very kind of scary game. But so speaking of the main story, obviously there's a ton of content that you've been touting with this new, you said the storyline will only take about 40 hours, I believe.
So overall, to finish the game, for some players like me, it will take 1 hour, 100.5 of hours, but for many players it will take much less time, but it's very different depending for the players, because you can take any big open world game and compare it to your friends, how much time do they spend, it would be so much varying. And we also expect to have a big replayability, because the story you get from the one walkthrough isn't full. It's like 60% of the story, so you need at least 2 walkthrough to get 90% of the story, and you need 3 walkthrough to finish the story to get all this information. So it's really huge, and we are hoping the players would enjoy it and share their own story with each other. We have a lot of mechanics that are aiming for providing different experience for different players, so they could share their own little stories, which will be different.
This is a game with a lot of history, like a big fandom, but also with S.T.A.L.K.E.R having come out some time ago, there's going to be a lot of brand new players. How difficult is it, like balancing the game for those new players and then the experienced fans who know everything about S.T.A.L.K.E.R?
Thank you for this question. And each player should choose the game difficulty. So, for example, if you're not that experienced player with, especially with single-player shooter games, so you can just choose. We call it internally like story mode difficulty. It will be kind of challenging, but still, it provides you the focus on exactly on the storyline. So. It will be challenging some way or another, but still you may just enjoy the story, and there's a lot of amazing cutscenes and a lot of dialogues and a lot of characters. So
we know a lot of players who are loving our game for its atmosphere of abandoned place, and they will be interested in story, but they are not experienced players. They don't willing to die a lot, and this story mode would bring these players the experience they would love. And we are thinking that it's very important difficulty for bringing the game to totally different audience from the hardcore shooter players.
Sure, 100%.
Yeah, Yevgen, I think we do have, I was looking at the blog posts that were posted, and you did state that one of the core drivers of the player's progression and power is through exploration, and you want to reward players for their curiosity. What would you say really drove that in this game? Like, what is the best example of that?
I guess it happens everywhere. So you just go to big location, you have a lot of options where to go, so there is no like one point that are magneting you to it, and you discovering the new places, and just looking nearby you can find some unique gear which is very powerful for this moment of your exploration, and you could easily miss this point and didn't get it here, or maybe find it much more in front of the game line. So it's a lot of examples for the player. They should just go for their interests, where they find something interesting for them, and it could be rewardful or not.
Yep. Yeah. So risk reward.
Yes, I love that. Thank you so much for giving us so much freedom with a game like this. I get way too distracted by side quests and open world things, so I cannot wait to get lost in this world. Now, S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 is coming out this November 20th. For all of the up-to-date news on S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, be sure to check out IGN.com for all of the latest.
But for now, we've got a lot more Gamescom coming your way, so don't go anywhere.